Oh yeah.
See it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Boom. Okay, we are live. Shoot it.
I'll go downstairs. So.
Let's take a look. Hey, good evening, everybody. We are live. Gonna wait a couple minutes before we hop into this. I can see your face. We are live. Okay, we are live again. Sorry for the confusion. So I want to go over uh, why we're doing this. Trying to get everything buttoned up for next week. Um, so for a couple things. So business Q&A, a couple things. One, it allows anyone to ask any question regarding business. Number two, we license two different businesses. So we license a sports business in the college recruiting space that sports entrepreneurs, high school coaches, college coaches, even professional athletes white label our software. They buy a license that allows them to operate in that space. And then we also have people on the apparel side that license that as well. So we do training every single Tuesday morning. So we have men and women all over the country that participate in this training. The first part of training is regarding business. So it's business training because our goal is to get everybody better in business. And then the second part is they can ask any question they want regarding their business. If they're stuck, if they're thinking about doing something, they can throw it out and then get commentary on it. But in our two communities, we have almost 300 people. So a lot of times people can't show up on a Tuesday. So moving forward, really starting next week, on Monday through Thursday at 5 o'clock this time, we're going to open it up so that way they can come on, they can ask any question that they want, and there'll be a space for those 300 people. Now, maybe you're thinking, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't watch it if I'm not one of the 300. No, absolutely you should. Because if you have any question, maybe you're just thinking about starting a business, you got a question regarding that, boom, ask the question. Maybe you already have a business and you got questions regarding that, boom, ask the questions. Or maybe you just want to stop by and say, hi, I haven't seen you in a while. Stop by and do that as well. So that's what this space is for. We've been doing it for a couple of days, working out the kinks. If you looked at the stream yesterday, you saw me going the whole time and nothing was coming out of my mouth. So I think we got that part all figured out. So I'm super, super excited to be able to do this and offer a space, not only for our clients, but for really anyone that's connected on social to be able to address your Q&A. I'm a big believer that anyone that's looking to earn more revenue, there's only two ways you can do it. One, you can skill up. So if you're working at a job, you scale up, you can get promoted, and it's a good way to earn extra revenue. Or number two, I think one of the best vehicles is business. So business allows you to be able to, go and monetize your product, service, or idea, provide value, solve a problem in the marketplace, and ultimately people pay you for that problem that's going to be solved. So it's a great, great area to be able to like earn extra revenue, and that's the part that we really love. So, okay, I want to share while we're waiting. So yesterday, after our Q&A, I got a message regarding somebody in Hawaii that was saying how, which this really isn't business, but she goes on a lot of interviews and she doesn't get hired. So it was like, hey, that was a good question. You know what I mean? Because maybe like she doesn't have a business, but you know what? Maybe she is trying to go get a job at a business. So this is what I tell her. I say, listen, the last place I was at before we started our software company, man, we would hire between 50 or we would interview 50 to 90 people at a time, and we would only have like 3 spots open. So we'd have like 90 people there, and we would, and that's a lot of interviews. We'd interview all of them, and then we would only hire like 3 of them, right? So I have a great experience in that space on being the one that does the hiring. So I would say that listen, when you're going in for an interview, right? You're going to want to make sure that you like role play and practice this before you even show up on the interview. So find somebody that you can role play with. That way you're fluid and you're comfortable when you're in front of them. So that's a must. Don't warm up on your leads and don't warm up on the person that's doing the hiring. So number two, right? Don't talk all the time. You should be asking questions and allowing the person that's hiring to do most of the talking, right? Most people just talk the entire time. No, like find out like what is their pain point. Like sure they could say, well, we're hiring for this position and here's the qualifications. No, 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 no. Find out what is their pain point. Like there's something that's like a pain point for them that they're trying to solve by hiring somebody. And if you can find out what that is and you just, touch that bruise the entire interview, and you're going to have such you're going to increase your chances of being hired like dramatically. And then the third thing you're going to do is you're going to like obviously parlay to them, why you're the fit, why you're the person that can handle that problem, why you could solve their problem. You got to make sure that you let them know that you're coachable, right? You're a team player, right? You're relentless. You're going to do whatever it takes to be able to solve that problem. I think that if you go that route, you're not going to have a problem finding a job or getting hired. That's going to be, and I don't care if you're competing with 80 other people, it doesn't matter. You're going to get the job. So practice that. Find somebody that you can role play with. Role playing is like a must. You need to practice that. Or you could keep doing the same thing and hope you get a different result. And we all know the definition of that. Brother Tim, I see you on there. What's going on? How you been? Man, I hope you've been doing well. I haven't seen you in a while. Man, I miss when we used to hang out and at the place, and man, we would compete, and man, those were some great times. Murderers Row, it was great times right there. So yeah, it's good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, let me say, take a look. Okay, nice. So you're still in ministry. That's a must. And in real estate. So hopefully real estate's going well. I know Carrie and the girls are doing well. They just put another property on the market a couple days ago, hoping to have it in escrow hopefully in the next week. And that'll be 2 of them this month in escrow. And there'll be a new one, I think, in 2 weeks that's going on the market as well. So super, 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 super excited. Yeah. Okay, cool. I see Carrie, I see you on here. So Carrie, Carrie, text me if you have a business question. I would love to address it. Okay, as you're typing, okay, so I want to share this story. I want to share this story with you that I shared on Tuesday morning's training with our business owners. It was powerful. The person that told it to me, just a brilliant man. He has a lot of wisdom, has a lot of nuggets, and he shared the story. And now I'm going to share the story with you. So years ago, there was a psychology study that was done on 3 groups of kids. So they took 3 groups of kids, and the purpose of the study was to find out how long that they would do the task before they quit. Now, the caveat was they were going to put them all in a room and have them solve a puzzle that's unsolvable. So it's not able to be solved. But the goal, like I said, was to be able to figure out how long they do it before they quit. So the first group, the kids, they put them in the room. They said, "Hey, you're going to solve this problem. Ready, set, go." And they waited. And then ultimately, what they learned was they quit after about 2 minutes. So group number one quit after about 2 minutes. Now, group number two went in the room. The only difference on this one is they said, "Hey, listen, who's your favorite superhero?" And one person raised their hand. "Who's your superhero?" "Batman." "Okay, pretend like you're Batman. And Batman's job is to solve this problem. Are you ready, set, go?" And then they went at it. Well, what they learned with group number two is they quit after about 20 minutes. So the first group quit after 2 minutes, second group quit after 20 minutes. Then they took the third group. So the third group, same question as group two. Who's your favorite superhero? It was Batman. Batman was really popular during the time of this. So they gave everyone an actual Batman outfit. They made them all put the Batman outfit before they went into the room. Now they're all dressed as Batman. They said, "Listen, Batman, it's your job to solve this problem. You're Batman. Ready, go." And what they learned was that group number three, the group that was dressed as Batman, they went at it for almost an hour before they quit. Unsolvable puzzle. Almost an hour. So think about this. The first group ended out after 2 minutes. Second group ended out after 20 minutes. The third group, almost an hour. And it's a vital lesson because just because those were kids, it's the same as adults. Most adults, when they do something, they quit right away. That's why, we have New Year's resolutions, and now we have a National Quitters Day because so many people set a resolution. They only do it for a little bit. They don't see results. They get tired of it or whatever the case is, and they just quit. That's how it is. And then group number two, the people that do things a little bit longer, those are the ones that typically have a why. There's usually a reason, not just I want to do it because. They're like, "No, I want to do it because." So their why is really important. But here's the thing. I'm going to encourage you guys to really think about this. Being group number three, where you step into the role. So you're not just like, "Hey, I'm going to like I'm going to wear the costume." So whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, like wear that costume. Like I'm going to wear it and I'm going to be it until I am it. It's kind of like, I know we have the phrase, you fake it till you make it. And a lot of times that kind of got a bad thing, but truthfully, like it doesn't matter. The fastest way to level up is to put yourself in that position so you're forced to have to level up. So that is the difference, because all businesses, trust me when I tell you, it's just about the person that can stay in it the longest until they figure it out. That's all it is. I don't care what business it is. You can fill in the blank. It's the guy or the girl that can stay in the game long enough to figure it out before they check out. So that's what I got. So Carrie, how does one start a business that may have confidence issues or feels they are not good enough? Awesome. Okay, great question. So Carrie says, "Hey, how does somebody start a business that has confidence issues, and or what if they feel like they're not good enough?" So all that comes from the past. So like it's a lids that were placed on you. Like as an example, somebody told you when you're younger, you're not good enough. You're not this. You're not smart enough. You're not talented enough, and that's why you don't have confidence, right? Confidence comes from, when we do it and we do it well, then we gain confidence. But if we don't ever do it because we're like, we're listening to the voices, then it's very hard to get confidence. So let's start with one. One, you have to tune out the noise. So you got to be great at tuning out the noise. Think of like Batman. So, or like, one of our grandsons, his favorite guy is Spider-Man. He loves Spider-Man, right? So Spider-Man has like some skills. Like he could do a web. He could go from building to building. So you got to have like, if your web, if you have a thing that you do that makes you like, the Marvel comic superhero, it would be tuning out the noise. So all the stuff that you've heard in the past, get rid of it because it's not true. Or if somebody even tells you, if you have friends that even tell you that, you need to get new friends. But you need to get rid of it because you can do it. All businesses, it's a product, a service, or an idea, and it's solving a problem. That's all it is. So you solve a problem. So you figure out like, what problem do you want to solve? And then that's what's going to be your business. And when you solve somebody's problem, somebody usually will pay you to solve their problem. That's just how life works, right? When my hair gets long, guess what happens? It's a problem. So I got to pay somebody to solve the problem. I go get my hair cut, right? If I need like new clothes because my clothes are old or they don't fit anymore because I gained weight or I lost weight, that's a problem. So somebody solved that problem by creating clothes. So I go and I purchase it. So that's all business is. That's it. Right. So it doesn't take any skill set at all. Now, to start a business. Now, once you're in business or as you're going through it, you're going to want to level up. And that's a whole another thing because the more you learn, the better you're going to get. And the better you get, the better your business is going to be. So you want to make sure that you do that. But initially, very easy. Come up with an idea, write it down, right? Find out who's your audience, who's your product, how are you going to be able to get in front of them, and then just kind of the rest is just schematics. It's just you just figure that part out. So business is super easy. You can do it. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars at the start and incorporating. You could go down and do a DBA at the assessor's office for like $62, get a bank account the same day. It's so cheap. Now, once you get going, you want to protect your assets, which is business, and that's a whole nother conversation. But it's easy to start a business. And Carrie, it doesn't matter. Listen, if you want to do it, then do it. But you got to tune out the noise. All the times when people tell you you're not smart enough, you're not this, you're not that. That's just a bunch of BS. Okay, what do we got? One more question. Uh, oh yeah, Tim, we did. We did. Like we did. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go big, right? So they always had a goal of getting to 50 million. You know what I mean? And they were at 12 million when we started. We changed the culture and we got them to 50 million. So that was like very, very impressive, right? So like change the, you remember we be in the room at the very beginning, we're looking out, no one's like even doing anything. Change the culture. So if you're a business right now and you're listening and you're trying to get from A to B, you may have to change the culture. Like not always, but you may have to. Maybe like that's what's stuck or it's keeping you stuck, and you want to go bigger. So you may really think about it, right? So you need some game changers in your business. So Carrie, one more question: what would you tell your younger self that that you know what you know? So, what would you tell your younger self now? Oh man, you know what? There's so much. You know what? Here's what I would say. If I was talking to my 18-year-old self, personally, this is just me, I'd be like, hey, listen, don't go to college. And just for me, right? Because I'm a builder and I love to build things, right? So go learn how to sell right away. So learn how to sell, like get books, get in a position where you have to sell and get comfortable, get used to doing that. Do that for a few years, 100%. And then I would tell myself, get mentors. You need to level up. So people can teach you things so you don't have to spend years in the valley of trial and error. So get really good mentors, like good mentors that you can learn from them, and you can grow, and it's going to help you. And the more that goes in you, the more you can help other people. So like you get to pass it along. So that's what I would say. I would have started the business world way, 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 way sooner than I did, but I wouldn't take anything back, right? Because you learn lessons throughout the journey. But that for me, that's what I would have did. I would have went into business and I would have learned sales and I would have got mentors. Those three things way sooner than I would have did it later in my life. So good question though. Awesome. All right. Okay. Take a look. Love you too, brother. Yeah, and I miss you too, brother. I haven't seen you in a while. So you're on my heart. We definitely keep you in my prayers for sure. So I know we always say it, but we definitely need to get together 100%. Want to check in and see how you're doing and see how everything's going and how your little one's doing and the whole 9 yards. So we have 4 grandbabies now, so they're getting big, and that's super cool. So our kids are big and they're all over, and then our grandbabies are getting big, and we're still waiting for our first granddaughter. So that's super cool. But yeah, it's good. It's good to see you. Let's take a look. A couple of minutes. We'll give it a space for one more. Okay, guys, it was good seeing you. It was good seeing you today. Good being live. I'm glad that you guys could finally hear me. Yesterday, you weren't. So I went on and rambled, and no one was able to hear me. So I'm glad. I'm glad everyone got to hear me today. Listen, you know, think about the example I gave you guys at the very beginning of this live. Like, whatever you do, and do it with everything. Don't give up. Like, no matter what it looks like, don't give up. Like, I don't care how long it takes. Keep going. One more day, one more day, one more day. I always think of, like, what was the movie, uh, Hacksaw Ridge or Ridge. You know that what I'm talking about, where the guy kept going up and saving all those people, and and when they interviewed afterwards, he just said, "Hey, one more, one more, one more." Have that mentality, like one more. And he saved like so many people's lives, and you think of the impact that guy had, because the butterfly effect, because he saved people's lives, who ended up probably having kids, who wouldn't have had kids, who had grandkids, who, like, the ripple effect is huge. But he kept saying one more day, or not one more day, just one more, one more, one more. He just didn't give up. So be that guy and be that girl that no matter what happens, ain't giving up. So um, it's good to see you guys. I'm going to be on here again tomorrow, so we'll be good to go. I hope you guys have a blessed evening. If I can help you in any way, shape, or form, don't hesitate to reach out. But look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Take care.